Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we have more building and teching up to do here. And we're keeping an eye on the world tension. There has been a little bit generated. The question is, will it be enough? We will find out. For now, of course, there's not much we can do until and unless we decide to change our government type. Unless this number goes up. So we're just going to have to chill for the moment. There's Excavation 1 finished, and I kind of want to grab Concentrated Industry, but it's really kind of a bad idea at this moment. I'm thinking we might start grabbing some of these support companies, at least the first level of them. Specifically, Maintenance Company, Logistics Company, and eventually Signal Company. Maybe we should just grab Radio to start with. So we'll get going on that. We'll get Marines 1, and mostly what we're looking to do right now is we're looking to unlock what we need to make our divisions. So that's what we're working towards right now. So we just finished Construction Effort 3. Let's now go for Armament Effort. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. And our tech continues on. So that's absolutely fine. Basic armor protection is going to be done pretty soon. We're definitely going to want to get some high-quality tanks going. But we're going to need more army experience, and we're going to need more technology. So that is mostly what we're working on. Now, you'll notice there are some units missing over here. This is because I disbanded them in order to clean up our number of templates. We now have 2 templates, the Infantry Division and the Armored Division. We're going to have a Marine Division eventually as well, and that's fine. We'll come back to that. We'll probably have a couple of other division types, but I like to keep the division types fairly low in terms of quantity. Sure, you can min-max that to an absurd degree, but it's not necessary when we're playing against the AI. So I like to keep it simple, and that's indeed exactly what we're going to do. So one thing I would like to grab, though, is I'd like to grab at least level 1 of anti-tank. So we'll get that going, and that'll be fine. And I would like to get more of those support companies ready to go, and we'll probably need to have access to at least medium tanks. Well, we do have access to medium tanks. Okay. So that's fine. This would be a level 2 medium tank. So that's completely okay then in that regard. So we're going to want to have level 1 access to pretty much all of the support companies just in case we decide to use them. Many of them we won't, like the Maintenance Company, unless we have a specific, or rather the Military Police Company, I mean. Unless we have a specific garrison division, which we may end up doing. That's a manpower consideration thing. We'll see if that ends up being a thing or not. We may just be able to rely on our vassals for that. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We're going to get Field Hospital 1 done in 2 days here. And that's just going to continue to be working on additional support companies. So that'll be fine for now. We're going to grab Maintenance Company 1. There we go. And that all looks good. So we need to think about, what do we want our divisions to end up looking like? This is what our division looks like right now. And it's not terrible. Our soft attack is 139.2. Our defense is 237.9. This is actually not too bad. I would probably think about moving some of these infantry off over here, clearing out this line, like this. And then we could have this be additional artillery. There's our Marines finished. So this would be additional artillery here. We could put in anti-tank. We could put in anti-air here. I usually prefer to have support artillery and support anti-air, but yeah, that would be pretty significant on the soft attack. It's definitely interesting to go for. So what we want to do is we want to optimize our infantry division for a couple of things here. We want it to be good at soft attack and great at defense, like phenomenal at defense. So that's kind of what we're going to be angling for. And I might try to design my own divisions. Just know that what I design is not going to be optimal, okay? It's absolutely not going to be optimal. So we've got this Marine division here. Again, this is going to need to be changed up a little bit. For Marines, we're going to want to probably optimize for soft attack. I'm assuming these guys mostly use soft attack. Yes. Soft attack, breakthrough might be okay. Probably not, actually. I don't think we care that much about that. This is going to be very similar. Soft attack and defense are going to be very valuable here. But for now, I'm not concerned about Marines. I just wanted to get that research done. And let's swap that over then to being some additional support companies. So let's grab the logistics company for now. And that'll be fine. So we'll get that underway, and we're mostly just kind of killing some time until we get a little further down in the tech tree. And we've got these 2 infantry divisions. I'll just slap them in here. That'll be fine. Okay, so we're up to 37 army experience. Armament effort is now done. Let's take armament effort 2. That'll be fine. So if we wanted this, how much is this? That's actually quite a lot. So if we want to optimize for soft attack and defense, support anti-air is very good, particularly for being able to shoot down enemy planes. It doesn't help our stats all that much, but I still want it. So we can do that. We can do a motorized recon company, which would be pretty good in terms of our reconnaissance, for sure. It boosts our HP a little bit. Our defense would go up by 20. Compare that to the cavalry recon detachment. It's definitely less. So I want to go with the motorized recon. Yeah, that's the best option for defense here. And then for soft attack, the best option is the light armored, but I think the defense is the better call here. So then we definitely want the support artillery to give us that sweet, sweet soft attack. And then if we're concerned about... we can save this as it is, and we'll probably come back to this and make more alterations later. But if we're concerned about the manpower issue, field hospitals are a kind of big deal, right? I think they've been nerfed and they're not as good as they used to be, but regardless, it doesn't really matter that much for our purposes. I want to optimize for manpower as well, so we'll probably end up going for field hospitals, but we don't have the army experience yet. Or actually, we do now, but we don't necessarily have the army usage here. Now, our combat width is 27, and combat width is pretty important. And I don't know offhand what the good combat widths are. So there's that. I'll have to look that one up. But for now, this is a work in progress. It is not completed. So that is understood, and we'll just slowly work our way through getting our infantry divisions to where they need to be. So that'll be fine for now, and we'll just continue to work on this research. You are not researching anything. That is a problem, and you should be. So I want them to be working on... We have the truck, but we don't have the early truck? How does that work? We also have the interwar armored car. We've apparently bypassed the early truck. That's kind of wild. Well, that's fine. Let's grab MPs. Again, we're probably not going to use them just yet, but I want to get that research done so that we can make templates if we need them. So that sounds good. Support Weapons 2 is going to be our next technology to finish. And we should probably start thinking about grabbing ourselves some additional research speed quite soon. I'm not sure how far ahead of time we are, but we should probably work towards that. So at this moment, our manpower is 3.16 million. I'd really like that number to be a lot higher, but alas, this is what we've got. We just have to work with what we have at this moment. We can see that the world tension has dropped back down to 0. I don't think that the AI is indeed going to do anything here. So we're going to have to be the agitator, I'm pretty sure. That means that once we're finished with this armament effort, we can work through some of these efforts out over here. But then we're basically going to have to choose to go either communist or fascist. One or the other. I think we're going to be forced into that. So we'll see how that ends up going. I'm not in a rush to do it right now because the longer we have to prepare, the better off we'll be for the moment. That will change. That calculus will absolutely change in the future. But let's grab Armament Effort 3, get that done. And we can see that we're definitely building quite a lot faster now. We've about doubled our build speed. So that's looking very good, and that's going to continue to increase. Now, as we get infrastructure built up, we'll also have additional building slots coming in, I believe. So that'll be fine, but for now, our primary focus is absolutely on just getting all of this built up. We do have 188 political power right now, and the question is, do we want to spend that on anything? Well, computing machine is barely ahead of time, so let's get that going. And then what I want to do is I want to see, we could do region-wide industrial integrations. This is definitely a good thing to do. We could also improve worker conditions. That'll slow down our production and our construction a little bit, but it will boost our stability, and our stability is only at 63%. So we should probably work on doing this, actually. We probably shouldn't run anti-fascist raids, and we probably shouldn't institute press censorship. Let's go ahead and improve worker conditions for now, and we'll see what we want to do with the rest of our political power later on. For now, that should be fine. There's Toad Anti-Tank finishing up. So that's fine. That's a base level of technology there. We can start grabbing the basic engine, but I think at this point, we're still a year ahead of time over here. We can grab improved machine tools. That seems okay for now. So let's get that going. And we're just cruising through these technologies. But these are pretty cheap entry-level technologies, right? We don't expect these to take very long. So that's all seeming fine for now. We've got 5 days on that maintenance company. That'll be done shortly. And we currently have 14 army experience at this time. So we would like to continue to work on improving our division for sure. I also want to think about getting weapons too. That's 1 year ahead of time. So maybe for now, we'll start working on getting some tank equipment going in. Getting tank equipment will be a big deal. So there's logistics company done, and this is going to be improved armor protection. We'll get that going. These are fast upgrades, so we'll get that done. We're not producing any tanks right now, but that will change soon-ish. Soon-ish. So I do want to have our setups be a little bit different than they were in the India setup. We were playing very non-optimally in that setup, and that was to some degree deliberate, and to some degree I'm just bad at this game, but you know. So we've got 16 army experience at this time, and I would definitely like to edit this infantry division template. So this is what we've got right now. I want to put in the field hospital. The logistics company also gives us breakthrough and recovery rate, and boosts our HP. Neither of these have anything to do with soft attack or defense, so that's noted. And that also is radio finished up, which gives us access to researching radio support companies, or rather the signal company. And the question is that going to actually be beneficial for us? We will find out after we get it finished up here. So we'll see. Military Police 1 is going to be done in about 14 days. That's fine. And we're just about done with our armament effort, which means that we need to make a decision on what we're going to do with our next political focus. That's definitely something to think about. No doubt about that. Electronics or industrial research speed, both of those are kind of irrelevant, to be honest, because long term we're not going to care about either. But we could certainly grab one, I suppose. So there's that armament effort done. And now we could go for a nuclear effort if we really wanted to, but I don't think we'll do that yet. I kind of want to just go into army effort. That'll just give us flat army experience. And that seems good. So we'll get that going, and we'll just work down that direction for now. So there's MPs ready to go. We now have level 1 of all of these except Signal Company. So that's good enough for now. And I would absolutely love to head over into industry and start working on these. We're still ahead of time on that. We could grab basic fire control systems. We could grab improved radios. And honestly, I think we'll grab improved radios. That seems good. So we'll get that going for now. So obviously, we're researching at a decent rate here, no doubt about that. We've got ourselves 6 lines, and we're at plus 12%. I'd like that number to be a bit higher, but here we are. It's fine. So we're at 149 political power. I'm going to grab the electronics concern right now because I think more research speed is probably better for us than more construction speed. We're going to get a lot of construction speed here, and that's fine. We have a hard time getting more research speed, though. That's a much, much harder ask. So at this moment, we are boosting our electronics research speed by 15%, which should include things like the improved radio, I think. Although I'm not seeing confirmation on that. I do think that that's probably an electronic. Most likely. Yeah, this is electronic engineering over here. So everything over here should be researching 15% faster. So that should be fine. And we're going to have almost 50 army, actually probably close to 50 army experience by the time we get this done. Yeah, pretty close to 50, I would guess. So that will, of course, be great. And we're going to want to continue to work on our infantry division. So at this moment, I'm not entirely clear what combat width we want to aim for, and I should actually look that up. Poi for combat width. How does this work? Okay, so you want to have 14 or 15 and 18, apparently, but this post is like a year ago. So that might be out of date. Noted. I don't fully understand how the combat width system works, but mostly people are going for combat width of 18. I don't know if that's still in date, but that's what we're going to target here. So that means that our combat width needs to be reduced, right? So that means that we need to bring these guys down. That puts us at 21 combat width. So we've got these artillery here. If we remove that, that puts us at 18 combat width, like this. Okay. So that's reasonably fine. Then we could put in our... Do we not have the tech yet for Signal Company? No, we don't. Okay. So I do want to grab improved engines here. That'll be fine. We'll get that going. And then we need another tech going here, and that's going to probably end up being an industry tech. Maybe we should just go for this. It's a little ahead of time, but it's maybe not the absolute worst. Sure. I'll get that started. Okay. So this is a combat width of 18 at this moment. If a combat has a total width... Yeah. I know how the combat width works. What I don't understand is how exactly we determine what the optimal width is. But I'm seeing a lot of people saying 18. So that's what we're going to target here, and that's fine. So I would love to add in potentially support anti-tank, but that would boost our defense. And of course, there's a field hospital, and there's also the Signal Company. So the question is, do we want the Signal Company or not? If we want the Signal Company, then we're going to have to choose between the field hospital, logistics companies, support anti-tank, but there's also the engineers. The engineers add a lot of defense. I'm going to put in the engineers for now. Engineers boosting the defense is, I think, kind of ideal at this moment. And then this here, we could then choose logistics company, which I think is probably not ideal. Yeah, that's what I'm currently thinking. We could put in the support anti-tank, which would boost our defense a little bit. There's a field hospital, which would boost us a lot in our trickle back. And then there's the Signal Company that just finished. So let's see what we've got here. That gives us breakthrough. Okay. I'm not sure I care about that. Not right now, anyway. So I'm thinking that we put in the field hospital like this, and we put in the engineer company like this. That'll give us a lot of defense, a good amount of soft attack, and our hard attack is okay. We've got some defense against the air, and we've got a lot of artillery here. Oh, we need to Right, this didn't get saved. We need to get rid of these guys. Like that. That brings us down to 18 combat width. Like this. Okay, let's save that. And we'll leave that be for now. So, we have units ready for deployment immediately, and they should auto-deploy, right? There we go. They auto-deployed, and they are going to go right here. Okay. So again, this is probably not a finalized infantry division, but it'll do for now. Let's get equipment effort going here. That'll be wonderful. And we need to get some more tech going. So this is going to be working. We could get some upgrades in here. Now, we're currently using the engineer company. This is a little ahead of time, but maybe we should upgrade the ones that we're actively utilizing. So recon companies, engineer companies, field hospitals, these are things that we can upgrade as of right now. In our infantry over here, we'd also like to increase our support weapons, and that would be a good thing to do. But I also want to check in here. Yeah, I'd like to get more of these upgrades going. There's a lot of things I want to research. I think engineer company is the way to go for right now. And then we'll also go for the the field hospital. So we'll get that going. So that seems fine for the moment. Our manpower is up quite a bit, but that's because we just reduced the size of these divisions. So that's understood. We may want to ramp up our recruitment, and I'm going to do so. We're going to recruit 4 divisions at a time, and then once we get tanks, we'll get working on that. But for the moment, we've got a lot of work to do on tanks. So that all seems fine for now. We definitely have a lot coming in here, and some of this is ahead of time. That's completely understood. We probably want to put some research into artillery, infantry, and tanks as our primary 3 areas. Planes will become important for sure, but I'm not as concerned about them yet. So there's that. The real question is, when are we going to be kicking this war off? Because we can do it whenever we feel like we're ready, right? We're not going to be constrained by the normal timeline here. Nobody's going to be kicking the war off. It's going to be us. So if that's the case, we can do a lot of prep work beforehand. And I definitely want to do so. So that'll be fine. Wait, what was that suppressed subjects in here? Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Because that means that we're going to be able to reduce these nicely. So each of those, well, we want to get through these first. And then we'll start working on our subject autonomy. That'll be absolutely fine. I'd like to get our subjects integrated eventually, but for now, this will do. So for the moment, we can see that we are doing pretty well on all of our production. We've got pretty good stockpiles. That all looks fine. We do have decisions available that we don't really care about right now, although we should probably add a theorist, and I'm going to go for a land doctrine guy. That'll be okay. Out over here, we could do an army offense specialist or an army defense specialist. I'm going to go offense. Decisive battle expert. This is chief of Navy. I don't care about Navy or Air Force right now. Artillery specialist would probably be pretty good. No doubt about that. These are pretty far ahead of time at this moment. Amphibious tanks would be interesting. Let's go ahead and grab them for our Marine battalions. But it's going to be a while before we have those ready to go. No doubt about that. But that's all fine. It is about time now to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are still going to be busily working on getting these divisions ready to go and getting our actual tanks for this ready to go. These aren't going to be light tanks, for the record. These are going to be probably mediums to start with, and then we'll move them up to moderns later, is my guess. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.